change of the guard in a relational sense, even even in a framing of masculinity sense, change of the guard. There has been a all across awakening of male behavior, understanding that the previous, it's still current, but we say previous system of manhood was crafted through manipulation and disinformation about female nature. So, you know, boys should never hit girls. I'm not saying boys should hit girls, but girls are innocent and sweet and so forth. Men were held accountable to their behavior, but the framing was that the woman was just this damsel in distress. So right now there's a shift and it's a change of the guard, a new way of doing things. It's men realizing that hey, a lot of ladies are just marrying us for resources. She don't really like you, but she figured out she could shack up with you for a period of time, pop a baby or two. The government is in our favor, and that's another part of where the change of the guard is, because men have realized that governments are not going to change laws because they like what's going on. The woman, when a woman takes a resource of a man, they end up in the government hands because the woman is reckless and she's moody and she's emotional. Women are the big purchasers, they are big consumers. So the change of the guard is going to occur and it's occurring. What's going to hold the process back is that there's a lot of men who were tricked into that way of thinking and they refuse to see that simping is a cancer. So there's still men out there who simp and feed off into the old system. That's why it's still present now. So the awakening needs to be more aggressive, which means men going their own way, men walking away, whichever way you want to say or save yourself, black man, whichever way you want to look at it. But that's necessary because all that's doing is saying women should come to the table with some value. Because back in the day, way back in the day, before we got caught into this system where women can say, hey, I want you to pay for everything and I will do nothing for you. Before women have the audacity to even verbalize such things, back in the day, it was understood. It was a social contract that was understood that if you're my woman, you sleep with only me. And the babies will be produced in this union will be my seed, therefore ours. And now we find out that a lot of people have been quite content to step outside their marriages because there's no consequences. Matter of fact, there's rewards for a woman to step outside. And it's been that way, which is a decaying process, non-beneficial to the male, and male abuse is overlooked. Guys being overlooked, guys being abused in relationship is not something people talk about. Males can be abused. You're a man, but at the same time, woman is equal to men. It's a game of mental gymnastics, defies the male's logic, and you're supposed to participate. Now, because men have looked at the fact that I'm not the only one going through this. There's guys in Africa going through this. There's guys in the U.S. going through this. There's guys, in Australia going through this. It's universal. So they look at the system doesn't work. So what's their solution? No participation. And it's even so in terms of the labor force. Men don't want to show up to work because they see, why am I grinding myself? I'm getting nowhere. So that's a change of the guard that's occurring. So for men to expedite, make things process faster is to walk away because then women have to bring something. Say, hey, let's negotiate. It's not that men should go and hate on women. I don't see many men that run toxic podcasts that wish women harm. I think I've seen more females do that where they wish men harm, or they insult them. You must be gay if you can't pay for me this. You must be that. And men need to look past that and just leave them behind. And then those that come to the table and show up feminine, show up known man bashing, known misandrous, then we can talk. Until then, there's a change of the guard, and the new man looks at it this way. He says, I don't need to be taken advantage of because I see my worth. Women are always quick to say my worth, my worth, my worth, but most of the times you see those stay-at-home women, they'll complain that they work so hard, but most men know that women be online. Back in the day, they was watching daytime TV, they was watching Dr. Phil, they was watching Oprah, they was watching Dr. Oz. That's what women been doing at home, and yet they complain that they want to be in the workforce. Now that Men are pulling back. They see the pressure of the bills. They want to insult you back into a relationship. Instead of talking nice to you, they want to insult you back into a relationship. Oh, the guys are, intimidated by me. Fine, believe what you want to believe. But men are walking up to the fact that the change of the guard is necessary. So men need to be exodusing a relationship in masses. They need to, because it's not an equal playing field. If you're a man and you're in a good relationship with your woman, I'm not talking to you. That's a good thing for you. I'm not talking to you. But there is a massive, massive group of people who have been shamed by women. I even look at boys that get violated. There was a video of this Nigerian boy. The teacher was 33 and the boy was 16. They was having sex. Now, granted, he looked at he was experienced at doing that, but you did not have any public outcry. You didn't have that shame that would happen if the man was doing it. Women can get away with anything. Look at the case of the Johnny Depp case. How that went. The little lady that was the DoorDash girl, how she was seen as women, women, women. So the way I see it is, even John, what's his name, John Majors, the Marvel guy, he lost his contract. So I believe that there's a change of the guard, and men need to, the weak men, the simps, they be showcased. They need to be red pilled and get online, because it's not a man against woman movement. It's about men preserving men. I need to preserve my sanity. I don't want to be just capitalistically taken advantage of, and women be shaming me. I don't care about the position, and I could go elsewhere. So that's the part. The change of the guard is men recognizing that I was not put on this earth to be abused by you. That's not my role. I was not put on here to be find a stranger and start giving them my resources, who is not even interested in me long term. I'm just a source of an income. Anyway, I've said enough. Peace, love, and blessings.